Check out Joe, he's a Reddit bro, likes to edit posts, and he starts to gloat when he gets the most of votes or likes. Yeah, he's really hyped, really psyched, cause the crowd is really tight and the work is really light. His training plan is the first thing your eyes see, cause he got more follows than my boy Aragaisi. Opinions on Magnus, Hans, and Karyakin, who cheated who, which engine that ain't hacking. He got blocked by Short, ignored by Dvorak, but he can't be wrong, he scored a like from Truan. He's got lightning attacks on GM blunders and gaffes, true not over the board, it's only the other chat. Still his 7-year plan ensures the last laugh. Distractions detract from any actual actions. Excuses are useless, he rues his inaction. Awaits satisfaction, the status of Magnus. He bought 50 books and opened up 10. Fools ought to read Psalms, not my system. He's got 30 all accounts on every site around. Chessable courses keep looking cheaper by the pound. He got 22 databases and 36 engines, 25 chess sets, and a massive clock collection. He bought merch from Gotham, Bra and Naka, but his game history looked like some chess copy pasta. A GM coach that he don't listen to, and if you think it is, then yes, my friend, yes, this is you. But that all changed one bright sunny day when a friend said, hey, don't you know, welcome to the dojo, it's good to grow. Welcome to the dojo, I gave up on the easy. Sweatwork's what we need, G. Sweatwork's what I believe, ratings what I'll receive. Don't you know, welcome to the dojo, it's good to grow. Welcome to the dojo, I stepped away from easy. Sweatwork's what we need, G. If sweatwork's what I believe, ratings what I'll receive. So Joe got into the business, stopped the app sickness, daily practice his rhythm, he even upped his fitness. He found sparring cathartic, postmortems charming. With the plus equal minus, he was armed for elo farming. With notepad and pen, he built up calluses, escape rating paralysis with lengthy game analysis. With sensei direction, he sold his collection. Read one classic and that was fantastic. Now he locked to the spot where they checking off boxes. Young prodigies and some wily old foxes. 3.5 points per box, that's shocking progress. Goal nearing, cohort cheering, Joe doesn't hear it. He's monotasking, no relaxing, concentration maxing. One book, one board, one set, one thought. Work will work, will work, work, never stop. One book, one board, one set, one thought. Work will work, will work, work, never stop. Now occasionally, he peeps the world of the tweet and laughs when he sees the player that he used to be. Blank face staring, complex plans comparing, while he's dojo training hours a day, playing out positions, transpositions, and growing his board vision. Transition from poser to player, focus without a care. He leaves them complaining in his dust, staying with their week-old ratings. Blast past his week-old rating, each week's a new occasion. He never takes vacation, the work is entertaining, the growth he's maintaining. And now Joe is explaining, hey, don't you know, welcome to the dojo, it's good to grow. Welcome to the dojo, I gave up on the easy. Sweatwork's what we need, G. If sweatwork's what I believe, ratings what I'll receive. Don't you know, welcome to the dojo, it's good to grow. Welcome to the dojo, I gave up on the easy. Sweatwork's what we need, G. If sweatwork's what I believe, ratings what I'll receive. Welcome to the dojo.
Welcome to the dojo.
Check out Joe, he's a Reddit bro, likes to edit posts, and he starts to gloat when he gets the most of votes or likes. Yeah, he's really hyped, really psyched, cause the crowd is really tight and the work is really light. His training plan is the first thing your eyes see, cause he got more follows than my boy Aragaisi. Opinions on Magnus, Hans, and Karyakin, who cheated who, which engine that ain't hacking. He got blocked by Short, ignored by Dvorak, but he can't be wrong, he scored a like from Truan. He's got lightning attacks on GM blunders and gaffes, true not over the board, it's only the other chat. Still his 7-year plan ensures the last laugh. Distractions detract from any actual actions. Excuses are useless, he rues his inaction. Awaits satisfaction, the status of Magnus. He bought 50 books and opened up 10. Fools ought to read Psalms, not my system. He's got 30 all accounts on every site around. Chessable courses keep looking cheaper by the pound. He got 22 databases and 36 engines, 25 chess sets, and a massive clock collection. He bought merch from Gotham, Bra and Naka, but his game history looked like some chess copy pasta. A GM coach that he don't listen to, and if you think it is, then yes, my friend, yes, this is you. But that all changed one bright sunny day when a friend said, hey, don't you know, welcome to the dojo, it's good to grow. Welcome to the dojo, I gave up on the easy. Sweatwork's what we need, G. Sweatwork's what I believe, Ratings what I'll receive. Don't you know? Welcome to the dojo. It's good to grow. Welcome to the dojo. I stepped away from easy. Sweatwork's what we need, G. If sweatwork's what I believe, ratings what I'll receive. So Joe got into the business, stopped the absentness, daily practices, rhythm, he even upped his fitness. He found sparring cathartic, postmortems charming. With the plus equal minus, he was armed for ELO farming. With notepad and pen, he built up calluses, escape rating paralysis. With lengthy game analysis, with sensei direction, he sold his collection. Read one classic and that was fantastic. Now he locked to the spot where they checking off boxes. Young prodigies and some wily old foxes. 3.5 points per box, that's shocking progress. Goal nearing, cohort cheering, Joe doesn't hear it. He's monotasking, no relaxing, concentration maxing. One book, one board, one set, one thought. Work will work, will work, work, never stop. One book, one board, one set, one thought. Work will work, will work, work, never stop. Now occasionally, he peeps the world of the tweet and laughs when he sees the player that he used to be. Blank face staring, complex plans comparing while he's dojo training. Hours a day playing out positions, transpositions, and growing his board vision. Transition from poser to player, focus without a care. He leaves them complaining in his dust, staying with their week-old ratings. Blast past his week-old rating, each week's a new occasion. He never takes vacation, the work is entertaining, the growth he's maintaining. And now Joe is explaining, hey, don't you know? Welcome to the dojo, it's good to grow. Welcome to the dojo, I gave up on the easy. Sweatwork's what we need, G. If sweatwork's what I believe, ratings what I'll receive. Don't you know? Welcome to the dojo, it's good to grow. Welcome to the dojo, I gave up on the easy. Sweatwork's what we need, G. If sweatwork's what I believe, ratings what I'll receive. Welcome to the dojo!
Welcome to the dojo.
Check out Joe, he's a Reddit bro, likes to edit posts, and he starts to gloat when he gets the most of votes or likes. Yeah, he's really hyped, really psyched, cause the crowd is really tight and the work is really light. His training plan is the first thing your eyes see, cause he got more follows than my boy Aragaisi. Opinions on Magnus, Hans, and Karyakin. Who cheated who, which engine
That
did he
ain't
hack in?
mouse.
He got blocked by Short, ignored by Dvorak, but he can't be wrong. He scored a like from Truan. He's got lightning attacks on GM blunders and gaffes. True, not over the board, it's only the other chat. Still his 7-year plan ensures the last laugh. Distractions detract from any actual actions. Excuses are useless, he rues his inaction. Awaits satisfaction, the status of Magnus. He bought 50 books and opened up 10. Fools ought to read Psalms, not my system. He's got 30 all accounts on every site around. Chessable courses keep looking cheaper by the pound. He got 22 databases and 36 engines, 25 chess sets, and a massive clock collection. He bought merch from Gotham, Bra and Naka, but his game history looked like some chess copy pasta. A GM coach that he don't listen to, and if you think it is, then yes, my friend, yes, this is you. But that all changed one bright sunny day when a friend said, hey, don't you know? Welcome to the dojo, it's good to grow. Welcome to the dojo, I gave up on the easy. Sweatwork's what we need, G. Sweatwork's what I believe, ratings what I'll receive. Don't you know? Welcome to the dojo, it's good to grow. Welcome to the dojo, I stepped away from easy. Sweatwork's what we need, G. If sweatwork's what I believe, ratings what I'll receive. So Joe got into the business, stopped the absentness, daily practices, rhythm, he even upped his fitness. He found sparring cathartic, postmortems charming. With the plus equal minus, he was armed for ELO farming. With notepad and pen, he built up calluses, escape rating paralysis. With lengthy game analysis.
All right, my friend. My friends, plural. There's 6 of us here. Let's start this process. And I blew it yesterday. I thought, I don't know how it happened, dude. The boomer, he started at 2 and he thought he was starting at 1. So, not the smartest tool in the shed, as they like to say. I hope Chess Latte's here. Chess Latte, he's in Japan, so they're on such a different time schedule that I don't even understand, dude. I don't even understand. Chess Latte has been with us from the start, though. And that kid, man, I met him at a tournament a couple years ago. And I'm just thinking, like, he must look totally different now, man. Also, an interesting thing about Chess Latte is, we don't have that many kids. When I say kids, I mean like preteens in our program. And he's been with us from the very start. I met his mom. She's totally cool. Also, like I can imagine parents having a problem with their kids, being in a situation where they're going to meet a bunch of people online. I get that. But on the other hand, like Chess Latte, as far as I can tell, had just a totally cool experience with everyone in the dojo, He became our avatar, And we need some young players to go forth and conquer the world from the dojo. That's what we need. And my dream personally for Chess Latte is that he gets onto the Japanese national youth team. I think dude can do it. He's making steady progress. I did feel his progress would come sooner. And the reason I thought so is because the amount of work dude was doing with tactics and chessable seemed like it was just going to pay off, Same thing with Mitch Fabian at the very beginning. I was like, oh my God, this guy's memorizing all these lines, man. He's going to crush the world. But no, it's not like that. And I'm hoping that Latte here can keep improving following the program. I know he's doing a lot of chessable still. In any case, we are going to take a look into Chess Latte. You can see he's doing a lot of work. You can see he's coming up in the ranks. Again, 1800, 1900. That's about 2000 USCF. Big moment there in the sense that that's like what we call expert level, right? And as I said at the end of yesterday's stream, New York 1924, great book. I want to talk about that more. It's, I read that maybe half a year ago or so, and really kind of like spinning in my head about the evolution of tactical play and what it was about. Knows All was like New York 1924, what a chump book. And I was like, no, but you don't understand. That book is the real deal. Okay, here we go. So let's click on Chess Latte. And so he's using the ChessCom Rapid. And this is a little bit problematic, of course, to be using the ChessCom Rapid, right? Because you've been playing not as fast as ChessCom, but just he needs to be using an over-the-board metric. I get it, though. This is going to be more quickly reflected in his rating. So let's just go look. There's Lee Chess Classical. There's FIDE. And what's the problem? He's over there in Japan. There's not that many tournaments in Japan. As far as I know, at least back in the day, maybe they have a chess boom there. He would be the one to tell us, right? Anyways, so if there were more chances for him to play, that's the one I'd want him to use. And then here we got USCF. He's done fairly well, but I think what that reflects there, that leveling off, is dude is just in Japan. He's just in Japan. And at this rating range, it's kind of hard to use FIDE because there's not every event you're going to play in is FIDE rating. Is there an over-the-board rating system in Japan? I assume there is. I don't know anything about it. He, again, would be the one to tell us. Okay, so let's look at then his progress. And we're going to go, oh, look at this, dude. Dude, Jack is amazing. Look what he did. Maybe I didn't even notice this yesterday, but you can choose a time frame. Oh, no, this is new. This is new, my friends. Oh, we got to play with this. Dude, Jack, you were a genius, man. Oh, man, look at what he did, dude. Okay, so we're going to play around with this. And let me first go back. So to do what Chess Latte did, to gain the 100 points, he needed 274 hours. Okay? 274 hours. And this has been a great journey for him. notice. Not much time in the opening, though I have a little bit suspicious of that because I know the kid is on Chessable doing a lot of stuff. And maybe he just didn't want to log the non-dojo time. Well, this is, of course, well, there again, there's the openings, but he didn't list it. Maybe he's just not doing the non-dojo stuff. Okay, so let's click around a little bit. Beautiful. Okay, I think he does have a coach. And then we got tactics. Mate in twos, bows. There we go. There we go. Yes, sir. Mate in threes, puzzle survival, puzzle rush. There's a tactics book in his cohort. It'd be good to see that, but okay. And then endgame. Good. And then we got, that's pretty much, middle game and strategy bows. He hasn't been doing that. Just a touch of that. Just a touch. It's funny, he's got all those marked that they've kind of been done, but at 7, he hasn't done that much. So like he's done part of attack, art of attack, and part of evaluate like a GM. Okay, now let's play around with Jack's new thing, dude. This is amazing. All right, last 7 days. Wait a second, that doesn't make any sense. Because he hasn't done 125 hours in the last 7 days. Maybe the time break, wait, let me just see if I go all time here. So that's 274. Last 7 days, it says 125 hours. That doesn't make sense to me. If I go last 30 days, 125, 90, 136. Wow, okay. Well, this is really interesting, man. He's doing the Shereshevsky. That's great. If I go 18, 1900, wait a second. If I go last 7 days. It's confusing to me. That's 30 days. This might be, wait a second, that's 90 days. So I'm going to look at my personal thing in just a second. In fact, maybe now. Just to compare this for a second, to see how this is working. Activity. And I don't think I've marked anything in the last 7 days. So let's just see how this goes. See, no, I haven't marked anything. Okay. Last 30 days, I did some endgame stuff, exactamundo. Last 90 days. Okay. And then last 365, 714 hours. So, because what I've been doing is I've been marking things, as I finish them. And I have to do that. Maybe I'll do that at the end of the stream, too, because I have things to mark. Okay. I basically read some books that are technically non-dojo, but that are maybe going to be added to the program. So that's definitely part of my chess study, but it just wasn't officially in the program. Okay, let's see if we can get a game from Chess Latte here. We definitely want to see more games from Chess Latte. And Japan Classic and Kobe. Great, dude. I assume that's where the Kobe beef comes from. I don't know. All right, here we go. So far, we have, I crammed about 10 minutes of Jesse's Chessable course before this game, but at the board, I couldn't remember what the recommended move is. I'm always reluctant to do opening prep because I've somehow lost every single game where I've done opening prep. Okay, and then I recommend DC5. C takes, Queen B6, and now, correct. So, the spiciest of the moves here is to play Knight C3. Okay, but Bishop C2. And now, Black should get reasonable equality with Knight B4. Right? Okay, in fact, I would much rather be black. But here we go. Pop, pop, pop. And now black makes a mistake, I think, with knight e7. I don't know if it's a game-ending mistake, but the correctamundo path here is for black to play queen a6. Yeah. And here I'd definitely rather be black. How bad is it? I don't know. But it's just a very pleasant position for black because we'll have the two bishops. We have zero drama. You probably are going to have to do something like knight or queen e2, you know? Okay. So knight c2. Wait, one more question, please. One more question. You know, yeah, you got to do this. I understand. So pop, pop. Knight e7, mistake. Bishop e3. Mistake. So both players aren't seeing that queen a6 would substantially undermine the white coordination. So knight c6, castles finally. Bishop e7, and now kind of a strange move, rook f e1. Okay. So let's say a couple obvious things. The reason that black isn't completely out of danger is because the bishop on d7 is still pretty funky, the knight on c6 in its way, right? And black's kind of been playing in a stereotypical way. We have a little bit more space. We have some chances. Would I still rather be black? Maybe. Maybe. I don't understand this move, though. And I'm not sure why castles is a mistake. Let's read what Latte says. Although I am pretty sure that objectively this is not a mistake, practically it is. Now I'll be able to pile up my pieces on the king side and go for an attack. Okay. Now rook a d1. I don't know. If I'm black, I'm definitely castling. I was going to do it, boss. We'll figure out the rest later. Black should be playing f6 next. By the way, a4 is just definitely incorrect because you don't want to give black any weaknesses on their side of the board. I almost said his side of the board, but I caught myself. And, yeah. So, rook a c8. Now, it is prudent, it would be prudent for black at this point to play either f6 or f5. Okay? Just to make sure, you want to do it anyway. You want to activate this rook. You want to get ideas of bishop e8, bishop g6. And you want to say that the rook offering lateral protection over here is going to save the day for black. And both f5 or f6 are interesting. Let's just put f6 on the board for a second. If takes, sometimes the computers like to play gf here. It gives me a little bit of heartburn, you know. But the old time move is, of course, bishop f6. And black is doing fine, right? Fine. Sometimes you can have big cojones and play with the ball, you know. So rook a c8, probably not terrible. But then we're going to get this knight g5 move. I felt like this would be better than bishop g5 because on bishop g5, my opponent is not forced to weaken squares. And also, I'd prefer to keep my bishop rather than the knight. Well, boss, can we talk about the fact that you're giving away a pawn here? Can we talk about it at least, dude? What? Okay. So, now, let's do a little bit of calculazione here, okay? So bishop g5, first of all, I think it's technically legal because on knight d4, rook d4, bishop g5, your rook isn't hanging because there's a mate threat. And this move has the positional benefit of trading off the bishop over there. And then if black wants to play for an advantage, which probably they should, now you can do this f6 move with tempo. And but here the idea is, again, to go for the gold with this, right? Now again, it's loose, but we're dominating this knight, right? Okay. So I don't see the compensation yet for losing this pawn. Okay, so here we go. And now knight b5 is the next big moment for black. Big moment. And well, I want to just actually say, black didn't have to take the pawn. I have some sympathy with the idea here. So let's say a couple things. So Latte's now got opposite color bishops. And the initiative, of course, is worth more when you have attack on opposing colors and squares. I'm just looking at some stuff here. So a couple good omens about this is that on rook c4, bishop e3, I don't understand what black is doing. So that's a good piece of news. Also then, on knight f5, it seems like g4 is going to be a good thing for white. This one, though, I am nervous. For example, maybe this is insane, but we need to check it. Rook c4, gf, check to the miserable king. I think you got to play h1. And then we play d4. So if f3, we're playing bishop c6. And maybe that's our saving grace. Well, I don't know. We're about to find out. So bishop f3, bishop c6, f3. It is kind of hot, but maybe white nothing have, or black nothing have. Okay, I don't know. That would just be the one that I would be worried about. Okay, so queen d2, this is a great game. Knight b5. And now I want to say officially that if I'm black, I'm worried, right? Because that we're going to get opposite colors here. And here's Latte's big moment. Let's see what he considers. He considers bishop f6, and he considers knight b5. There's one more move, I guess, and rook e3 is what he's going to play. The other move I guess I would want him to think about is knight e2 at all possible? Right? You're just going to say that knight on b5 is a chump, and you're going to bring the other knight over. There's issues there too. Like we'd be giving black time to play queen c7 and c2, but that's pretty interesting. Let's just say if I'm black, I'm I'm definitely scared. I'm scared, but the party is just beginning though, right? And again, it's a claim about the knight being poor. There's another option that Latte doesn't give, also interesting, is knight e4. That's what they call a pain in the rear end, right there, my friend. So already we have to say that maybe Latte's move is good too, but black mistakenly grabbed this pawn. And maybe knight g5 is just a good move. I still believe in black's position, though. He definitely, knight g5's growing on me. It's really growing on me. I don't want to play g6. That's good, dude. That's a good move. That's a good move. And the other thing then, maybe black shouldn't take the pawn and play h6. And this would leave white with some curious chances too. And also, well, let's say the obvious. He should definitely consider the wild f6. Yeah. That would, okay, I'm going to go ahead and say I think that's the prudent move, even though it looks insane. Right? The point being that we get this kind of position, and the knight needs to find a way in. This is still a grief. You don't have to play bishop h6. You can play bishop e3 too. But at least here, it's not entirely clear what's happening. Whereas this one, this is a good one, dude. It's good because I wasn't sure at first. But now I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, Latte, buddy, you got a little juice here. Now, I do think knight e4 needs to be looked at. Your move is not ridiculous. It's at least interesting. So dude takes, and I have questions though. I think Latte is planning the big one here. You got to be looking at this move. And is Latte's intention to go for it big time with rook c3? Maybe, dude. Look, check this out. Takes. Bishop f6. Welcome to the dojo. Mate, baby. I think that's his intention, dude. d4, rook g3. Welcome to the dojo. And that's what we call pain in the dojo. You know? That is what we call pain in the dojo. Welcome to the dojo. Latte didn't even bother to put that in the notes, dude. He was just like, I got you there, buddy. Notice that I played rook g6 here. It is a minimal effort, you know. It costs my hand too much caloric needs to go all the way back to g3. Okay, knight c3. And now you have really good long-term compensation. Now, do I like the knight e4 move better? Maybe. Why is this amazing? Why is this amazing? Because you're going to play d4? Oh, look, there's some good tactics here. Look at this. Rook g3, pop, pop, pop. With this little problem over here. Nice tactics. Dude, Latte's getting good, man. Latte's getting good. My opponent, let's read what he says. My opponent finds the only move. When I was calculating rook e3, I thought that after bishop a4, I'd be able to play rook g3. Nice. Well, that's good analysis. Now, that's the mark of somebody who's getting good, man, when you start seeing defensive resources for your opponent. Okay, so I think what that means is ye old knight e4 is the path over here, right? That looks like the path. Okay. So, let's go back and rook e3, bishop a4, exclam, good move. e1, d4. Oh, this is hot, dude. Okay. And now, if we allow the rook to c2, which he does, oh, man, that's unfair. That is unfair. Okay, what a bummer. Wait, let's just carry on for just a second. So rook g4, and I think the issue is bishop c2. So now if any bishop f6, there's bishop g6. aka the bummer. Okay. So, CD4. Now white, there's questions about who's better and why now. Rook C2. Queen D3. Can I just say something? The prudent move for black right now is to play bishop C2. Okay? Bishop C2. That way we know that we're probably not going to get mated. Right? We're probably not going to get mated. We'll put this bad boy here, maybe play H6, then we can play our Rook C2 stuff. We need the bishop back there for defensive purposes. Once the bishop gets there, it's going to be a real pain to dislodge it. This looks superficial to me. And now, in addition to Rook H3, Rook G3 also looks good. So, superficial play. This is good notes, dude. Eddie finds Rook H7. Nice. And now, well, we got to show this one first, which I guess is obvious. And then we got this. I was thinking about this move during the game, Rook H7, but I couldn't justify it after Rook F2. Here, a lot of calculation needs to be done. Rook F2, Queen H3, Rook G2, King H1. Rook H2, Queen H2. Check to the miserable. Check to the miserable. Check to the miserable. And then, right, no matter what happens, we go to the dark square, baby, and we are out. Hot, hot. And then we have Rook G1. Let's look at this one. My gut is that Rook E3 also does it. Yeah, put ourselves on a dark square. Genius. Oh, this is great annotations, dude. You know what I've been forgetting to do, too, is I forgot, just been so busy with stuff, to feature a game. I don't know, maybe also, where is the feature component, Kraai? Feature game. Boom. I'm going to feature this game. Okay. That just means that when you go to recent, it shows the graduates and then the games that are featured. Okay, so this is great. And so instead, he bails. Now, Chess Latte, buddy, you need to write the times, dog. You need to write the times. Okay. Now, black is still in a world of pain and needs a good move here. Boom. Rook H4. Presumably your intention wait though, Chess Latte, we got questions. First of all, I guess I get it that you missed Rook E2. But why are we playing Rook H4? Because if nothing else, dude, yeah. Okay, can we play, for example, Bishop F6? There, I got questions. We're threatening Rook H7. It's going to get hot. I think one problem is going to be Queen D2, Rook F1, and let's just say this because we got this fallback here. It's still super hot. Oh my God, no, this is still like madness. This is madness, dude. Okay, we needed more variations. We needed more variations. Good move. This guy did his back rank tactics. Okay. This guy did the back rank tactics. We also want to ask, could dude have played queen e5? No, the bishop's hanging bows. Excuse me. Rook e4. That's okay. First of all, let me give a brief apology. When you played Rook h4, I wasn't even thinking about the Bishovsky. You're absolutely right. There's a Bishovsky there. Rook e2. By the way, my friends, we're playing at 1700 here. The 1700 is also finding some moves here. Bishop e3. Does that do anything? The heat is on. It's on the street. I'm going to go ahead and say that a6 is a kind of, at least in the spirit of the what's going on here, is a chump move. Black needs to understand that it is time for war. It is not time for chump pawn moves. I guess I have to say, this one's hard. So white's going to move the bishop and then play f3. Given that that's the case, you're going to have to play f3. Your bishop does not belong really on e3. It clearly wants to go here. Would you take it if it was your move? Good question. I don't know. I wouldn't want to. Okay, anyways, a6. He goes back. Well, someone is playing for mate. Someone's playing for mate, Mouse. There's just e6. I feel like Latte is reluctant to play f3 here. Well, we get it. And then rook e8. Yeah. f6, beautiful. Now, perhaps that's a computer move. And they looked at it in the postmortem, beautiful. Yeah, ef6. Good. Notice it's black's fault. What is he doing? They move like a6. What are you doing? And then, Baus, you play your rook here, and then you put your bishop in front of it. Okay. That's what you get. Yep. That didn't help, did it? Oh, life is hard. Nice chess latte. That was a really cool game, dude. That was fantastic. And Knows All is talking about not playing a6. It just goes against the principles of what's at stake in an opposite color middle game. It would be cool to know what the times were and that kind of stuff. By the way, that kind of mistake, I would say, let's talk about chess for a second. This guy is clearly not making a lot of tactical mistakes, but definitely made some positional mistakes that have to do with prudence. So he took the pawn, that was a hard one to know that I didn't know immediately it wasn't going to work either, but he did take it, and that he could have figured out. He made some other crimes here too that I wasn't happy. Oh yeah. Both players didn't understand that queen a6 was the move here. Latte actually missed it twice, and then he puts the knight in front of everybody. Put in front of your rook, in front of the bishop, And then knight g5, I want to give that an excellent latte. That was a good move, dude. That was a good move. And what I like about it most is you have an intuition that you must do something now, because black has a typical French engine. You give him enough time, he's going to, play knight a5, knight c4. He's going to tickle you to death, right? And yeah, that's fun. And here, I guess, we needed more analysis. And to me, knight e4 looks like a... Well, let's look at knight e4 briefly. This looks winning to me, because the knight on b5 is such a chump. And yeah, that looks like a hard road. That looks like a hard road. Okay, and we have things like bishop e7. If h6, bishop e7. Okay, latte, fantastic, dude, fantastic. I'm pumped. And so now, for example, you can see Chess Latte is now under the featured games over here. Okay, now my friends, I kind of blew it. Okay, I kind of blew it because I switched the days and I did all this other stuff. So it's going to be on Thursdays and I'm going to get it right. But because of that, there was like... There was a couple people I missed, and these were these people here, I believe. It was already a lot. What? This is for 9-12. Okay, do I understand this? I think I do. Well, my friends, we still have a big old show ahead of us now. We have a big old show. Wait a second. Did I already do some of these? I feel like I did DM yesterday. Timeout. So let's look over here. Penroe. Octopist. This is confusing. This is for next week. Past week. Okay, so there's the past week, and we did do DM. We did do Octopus and KLJ. We did do Charles. And then if I go 9-12, I don't think Quiet Knight is there. Okay, so let's do Quiet Knight. And let's read what Quiet Knight has to say. This is my first true graduation. The structure and accountability of the program has been very helpful. Polgar mates, the workbook, plus minus equal. Nice. Okay. Thank you, Quiet Knight. Class 16. Thank you for gifting a sub, dude. Nice. You have gifted it to post. Post. You haven't been subbing bows. You haven't been subbing bows. Come on. Come on, man. All right, here we go. Quiet Knight. Nice. This guy really wants me to have a great day. And you know what? I'm going to have a great day. I'll have a great day. Okay. It's pretty good progress. Let's look at the activity here. Look at this. Again, Jack's beautiful thing. I go last 7 days, 4 hours in the last 7 days. Last 30 days, we got 6 hours. Okay. All time, we got 6 hours. Also, if I go back one, that's maybe more appropriate. Because we're seeing dude did 56 hours. Simple man did 56 hours to get 61 points. A lot of games and analysis. Some non-dojo stuff. Okay, this looks great. This looks great. Let's check out when, I think, joined recently, very recently, and has done, let's say three months exactly, and has been crushing it. Let's even get a game here from Quiet Knight. Some long games. Let's do it. I don't know. Yeah, let's go here. So, no bueno. No bueno. Let's see if we get a better one with more annotations. We're going to call these annotations light. Hold on. Let me just look at another one. Okay. So, let's just see what's going on. You need to work on slowing down and calculating. Again, at this level, it's going to be about not hanging stuff. And when you play online 30 minutes, your opponents are going to be blitzing it because they're addicts. And doesn't matter, it says 30 minutes, they're just going to be crushing it, right? Okay, so your opponent doesn't know how to develop their pieces, and you do. So already, win. Win for the dojo. Here, you have knight takes e4, crushing body blow. Now this is interesting. You say that white's better. Can't be true. I think white is better in this position. White's king is safe and black's king is still in center. Okay. You know what? It's almost like you're talking about white. Right? I think you mean to say that black is better. I think you mean black is better. He got his colors reversed. I agree. So, Pop, you had 94 again. Okay. Okay, what I don't like is you're not bringing out your dudes. I want you to bring out your dudes. You take that pawn on d3, bows. Take that pawn on d3, bows. Take that pawn on d3, bows. Oh, there it is. We found it. We might have been slow with it, but we found it. And now you can win a piece with knight takes f3. Darn it. Well, we are doing a number over here. It's true. Give me that rook. Yes. Tasty, tasty critters. Give me that pawn. No. Give me that pawn. Oh, no pawn for you, buddy. Okay. Cool. When we look here, we can see his opponent actually did think for a little bit. And for white knight here, it's all about moving a little slower in the basic tactics, right? Moving a little slower in the basic tactics. Good. Okay. One thing actually made me reflect is, now he's not actually at the level where we have this book, Tactics Time, but I want a book that the tactics book, and I think everyone's first chess book is a little bit like this, but with just very basic tactics, like white to play and win, and some pieces just hanging, and you're like, boom, I got it, bang again, bang again, again and again and again. Okay, there's White Knight, and again, because I blew it, it's a little bit complicated to figure out who is graduated. So let's go now. 9-12, and I believe Yer and Cove Bob are not on the previous list, so let's look at Yer. The good, loving the program structure, making me play long games, annotate, and do the blunder games. I've been playing a lot more with less stress since I joined the dojo. Hard to get cohort games, being in Australia doesn't help, and hoping the dojo keeps growing so volume solves this somewhat. Okay, great. Yeah, absolutely. We have a couple people from Australia, and I get it. I mean, imagine. Well, you know what? You're going to end up playing with Latte, right? Play with Latte. He's probably on the same time zone. Maybe that's not true. I don't know. But that's my guess. Japan and Australia are maybe it's kind of in the same time zone. Okay, let's click on Yer here. Yer, by the way, is unimpressed. He's unimpressed. Beautiful growth, delicious growth. And let's look at the last. So first of all, actually, we want to go back in time to we want to see what they did. It took them 20 hours to graduate. Good. They did mostly tactics. Good. Let's see what they did. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And let's go last 7 days just to see. Nothing in the last 7 days. Okay. And let's see if we get a game. We do. I have a feeling White Owl is Yer, a.k.a. unimpressed. Random opponent on Lichess, 30-20. Okay, my friends, so what we're going to do is really cool about the Lichess games is you usually can see the times here at the bottom. Something I really want for my own annotations, I'm doing that now. It's just a joy to do it every morning, is I need a thing for ChessBase that when I put my time in, and then I put it into the database, that I get this cool thing here at the bottom where I get to see the time elapsed. All right, here we go. All right, now my understanding of this position is that the prudent way to play this for white is to go choppity smop, coppity top, roppity dip, boopity bop, and then c4, and then we claim we're a little bit better. This one, I think, is you got to be insane. You got to be insane to be playing that bows. Are you crazy? Queen f6. Okay, it's going to get hot. Castles. And now rook g8, I think, is a mistake. Now, by the way, this is highfalutin stuff. This is something, a position that they've analyzed way back in the day, like way back in the day. And I think bishop c5 is then the big question mark. And as an example, it is not so easy of a life. So I'm just going to say, like, this is an actual opening variation. And what's, if you want to call it instructive, it's that black is claiming that the development is going to crush this fancy knight pirouetting stuff that white is doing. Okay. Nordovich asks, isn't latte only in Japan for the summers? We need to ask that kid, you know. Rook g8. And now we need a good move for white. Now I do believe in your position. That's a slow move. Maybe just knight takes e5. Let's see what you did. d3. Now he goes for the gold. Give me that knight, baby. Give me that pawn, baby. Oh, that wasn't it. Oh, that wasn't it. Now let's just say the obvious, my friends. White Owl did some highfalutin stuff, and we're gonna laugh at him, okay? Sometimes being cruel with laughter is the most constructive thing you can do. Look at their times, my friends. These guys are playing as if it's a bullet game. I spent forever on those positions, and I'm still asking myself questions in the back of my head. Like, what about this? What about that? One of the most insane positions a human mind could calculate here, starting right here. Oh, buddy. And Cowboy here isn't even thinking, dog. He ain't even thinking. Whew. Quad XT has got some pizza for us there in Scandinavia. Okay. Man, oh man. Okay, my friends, I did a video on this. This is very common in the under 1,000 cohorts. People are blitzing, especially online. They're just flying, right? And if you do not fly, you might realize in this position that black is hanging their queen. You might realize in this position that your queen is hanging. This all is what happens if you take a second to move. All right, good. Good year. Let's move on. So. All right, here we go. So now we're going to go for this one. And we got Yer, and I believe we have Kov Bob. And Kov Bob says, this has been the most concentrated effort I've put into chess for a while. Doing everyone's first workbook and Bulgar Mates has improved my tactical vision. But what's the best is having to analyze and annotate my games. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Let's click on Kov Bob over here. Nice graph. It looks like some kind of mathematical function, right? It's just so smooth. And let's click on activity. And we're going to go 500, 600. So it took Kov Bob 29 hours. Let's call it 30 hours. And a nice mix of stuff. Kov Bob's definitely going to take it to, he's building the muscles that will power him into the next cohort as well. And they're now in the 600 to 700 cohort. Oh, good. I've noticed in these lower cohorts that the Polgar mates in 1 and 2, you're not seeing too much of it, You're seeing a little bit. Whereas everyone's first chess workbook, people love that, dude. People are flying through that thing, which is good. Which is good. I feel like I need to buy that book and review it, because that's one of the few things in the program I don't actually have intimate familiarity with. Okay, this is looking good. Let's try Jack's new trick. Nothing in the last 7, last 30 days. Beautiful. Okay, basically all of this work, then what that shows us is all of this work that Kov Bob has done has actually been last 30 days. All right, let's look at some games. Here's Kov Bob against the Doctor. All right. A little weird, obviously. And I'm going to go ahead and say this is Ginger GM's fault. Okay? And what I can see is this is a weird move. And I know that Ginger GM told some people to do this. Does it make any sense? No. It makes absolutely 0 sense. And it kind of breaks opening principles. But here we go. E5 is obviously funky. Knight of 3, good move. D5, spicy. Now, my friends, here is time we must calculate. This is not an option. We must be calculating f takes e5. We gotta. And let me just tell you, it's not clear to me exactly how it goes down either. Pop, 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 pop. And I assume we're playing pop. And I guess I would say white's a little bit better. We're going to castle. The rook is on the f file. Whew. But this I don't think is it. Because now the problem is not so much the queen exchange, but that black can mess with us in a variety of ways now. And you're right. I don't mind exchanging queens at this point. However, black answered he'd have to compromise his position. Looking at it now, I see he'd hung his pawn on f4, and so perhaps bishop f4 would have been an alternative. Very good. So he didn't hang his pawn. He took your pawn. But bishop f4 is really important to see, is that is a very valuable developing move. And, yeah, you got some interesting juice after that. Now, I want to also stress, in terms of analysis here, the move queen e1 is not completely ridiculoso. Let's just leave it at that, leaving the queens on. Okay. That wasn't it. Now, if you take a moment here, you might see that someone's hanging a piece. Bang! Be good to know what the times are here. Check to the miserable. We can still play e5. My guess is you didn't see that you could actually, that it was sufficiently guarded. Good move. Good move. Okay, let's see what you want. You're going in for the kill, Bows. Going in for the kill. I'm looking to use a 2-knight plus either rook or bishop to set him an attack. Okay. Interesting position. I would say a reasonable default move here is just to take this pawn. You know? You are going for mate, and if he moves the rook, it will be a beautiful mate. Okay. Oh, baby. Oh, he did do it. You cheapoed him. You cheapoed him, Kov Bob. That was so cold, dude. Woo! Now, we should say a 1600. This is Lee chess, you know, so Kov Bob is actually not a 1600. Kov Bob is in the 6 to 700 cohort. So he's doing fine. He's doing fine. And it was cool. What was cool about it is my feeling on it is he had a good vision of how that mate was going to go down. And for someone at this cohort, great. Absolutely great. Yeah. All right. You got the 2-horse mate. That's right. Okay, recent. And then we're going to go 12. Cove Bob, Bruno Martins. Now, I don't think if I compare it with the week that Bruno Martins is there. Nope. Okay, so again, this will be less complicated in graduation's future. Bruno Martins, I don't know what to do with this. It doesn't seem, let's just see what's going on. No games, no activity. I think Bruno might have just leveled himself up, you know? Hard to say what's going on there. Huh. That's really weird because it says he's done stuff, but then it doesn't have anything here. Wait. Go back, buddy. He did something here, did 1 point of work. And then he did some stuff here. Okay, Bruno's just logging that he's went up. I don't think he's working, but he's, he just wants us to know that he has been moving up the ladder, which is good. Now we got Beekman, or perhaps Bakaman. It's been a good summer for chess. Got over my fear of not being good enough and joined a club. Played a lot of OTB, 6 classical, 11 rapid, and 20 blitz. Got to know some cool people. Got a FIDE rating. Okay. Nice. Finally, I just joined the dojo after listening to Jesse on the Chess Journeys podcast. Okay, cool. So far, it's been great. Love the structure and enthusiasm of the coaches and the community. Really like the scoreboard. Shout out to Jack. He's constantly improving this thing. But I wish there was a way to annotate other players' games, inline comments, and variations. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll relay that to Jack. And, honestly, sometimes I'm like, I don't even want to tell Jack. Because, dude, he will then do it. It's just like, man, the guy's doing too much work. But it would definitely be cool. But I'll mention that. And I'm going to tell him, I'm going to say, Jack, if this is a hard project that's going to consume all your time, don't do it. And then you know what? Dude, he'll just pop up the next day and be, it's done. I did it, Let's go see Bakaman. Okay, 46-year-old from Norway. Nice. Okay. I'm all in favor of the old dudes here, as an old dude myself here. So, an old dude graph going some up and down, but definitely has graduated. And let's click on some activity. And they are 900 to 800, so let's go look at this one. 43 hours of work. Pretty good pie chart here. Let's see what they did. That's endgame, fine. Only a touch of books, some tactics. Okay, just a touch of the mate and twos. And then we got games analysis. Okay. Well, I have a feeling we get a game. Let's go see what we got. This is going to be Bakaman against Haraldahu, which I believe Haraldahu is part of the dojo. Yeah, 45-15 against dojo cohort member. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so. So, they're talking about openings. They shouldn't be. But I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Now, let me say something about this. When you break the principles, as F3 does, okay, it's not a terrible move, but you're breaking the principles. There's a lot about this position that is very highfalutin. And so the problem is that you then learning to play this way is going to get you in positions that are a little bit less intuitive. Okay. Here we go. That's a bad move. Again, if you have a question mark, you should say what you would like black to have done. I guess G6 is what you would like. And maybe just to talk about, this is a hard position to know what's going on here. Is h4 the best move? It's hard for me to say because, see, this knight is already dominated. Like the one thing that this does, which is a concession also on your part, is it dominates the knight. So h4 provokes h5, which maybe they want to do anyway. Now the knight will be able to do something, and they get the f5 square. So, for example, now I don't know if we have to play g6, but let's play it. Who's better and why? I don't know. I don't know. This one's. I think I'd rather be black. Okay. But you're right. That was a mistake. Good move. Okay. I think this is a good move as it restricts the knight. Okay, good. Good. I think I can get behind it. But okay. There's big questions here. He plays c5. I don't think that's correct, Mundo. I think black should be thinking about castles followed by e5. Oh, on castles there's bishop g5 though, Kraai. So, and on e5 we can take, snop, snippety rop, queen g6, and at least ask the king, donde quieres? c5 I don't think is it though, because I'm not sure you're going anywhere. That's an interesting position. I'd give black is like, yeah, you got some interesting problems. I like a3 a lot. Okay. And I like also that you said knight h3 deserves consideration. Absolutely. That's makes a lot more sense to me than knight e2. c4. Now, if your knight were on h3, your queen would have more lateral mobility. I don't comprende rook g8. Good move. No, that isn't it. Now, you need to see here that knight takes d5 is absolutely crushing, right? End of the game. That might also be the end of the game. Checkmate. Welcome to the dojo. Okay. It's so cool, too. I mean, the dojo, the games, you know, it's just a whole reason to be in the dojo. The cheating phenomenon, dude, it's just so out of hand right now. And in contrast to that, just the people doing the dojo games, you know, like, not going to be cheaters. They're going to hang out with you afterwards. Yeah. Best of three, Geraldo. He's calling you out, buddy. He's calling you a chump. Okay, good. So that was Bakuman. Uh-oh. Let's go refresh. All right, Bakuman. And we already did DM Liam. And does Hoodrat stuff, I don't think is in the past week. Let's just go check. I don't remember that. Correct. So, does Hoodrat stuff. I love the name. I love how everything is clear and partitioned out. So, does Hoodrat stuff over here. Do a pretty good graph. That's kind of what a graph should look like too. You know, a little bit of ups and downs, but a steady climb. And great activity. And we're going to go back one. And then there is times and stuff. Looks like a lot of tactics. I'm going to guess we're not going to see any games. Because it looks like dude is tactics obsessed. Which, if he can get the hood rat, you notice the gender there, Baus. But, you know, when you think of a guy, if somebody says does hood rat stuff, it would be very surprising. It would be very surprising if we were talking about a woman. But anyways, okay. Now, okay, so the Polgar mates in 2. Let's click on the tactics. Let's click. Now we got some Polgar mates. How many we got? 363. Good. Good, dude. Now, if you want to focus on tactics for a while, that's fine. That's fine. 1 hour in the last week. And now we're going to go games. None. That's what we expected. Because you're doing tactics. Fine. All right, let's go back. We're going to go 9-12. And then we got KLJ, first graduation, a bit of opening theory, and lots of tactics. Let's go click. Boom. Look at that thing. That's what we call a line, my friends. That's what we call a line. Okay. And we want to see how they did it. 58 points. Some people don't mark their time. That's fine. And we got, yeah, that's pretty good, dude. And he is allowed to do some opening at 1200, right? So that's where you're allowed to do some opening work. Okay, genius. Let's go games. Nothing. Oh, man. KLJ. Oh, man, buddy. Let's just click. Let's say endgame. Okay, it's an algorithm. Open. Okay, good. We got tactics. All right, good. So that's KLJ. Booms. And we're going to come up here. We're going to go poppity-pop, poppity-pop. And now we have Adamski. There's a dude from back in the day. It was an IM, pretty creative, named Adamski. Maybe this is Adamski's grandson or daughter. Playing games, analyzing, and trying to keep my brain working on chess every day seems to be working. I also joined my local club. Looking forward to be playing over the board tourneys soon. I'm all about it, Adamski. All right. Nice graph. Okay. Activity. Let's go see how you did it. And I just realized I might have a scheduling problem. I just want to make sure. And my lesson is thankfully late. I only have one student, and that guy, man, he's been going up against the tutors, making excuses for himself. Oh, the cheaters, Bows. They got me, I'm dying, I can't take it. And I feel it, you know. The cheaters are a thing, but still, there's a great quote I read recently, and it said, "You're not a failure until you blame somebody else." I like it. Okay, here's Adamski crushing it over here. I think we're going to see some games. And we got, let's see, middle games. Okay, good. Now that's what I like to see. Somebody doing some solid mates in two. All right. And Adamski, by the way, look at that. That's some graduation belts, my friend. Belts. Let's go to the very beginning, see when they joined the dojo. 723. They're crushing. Adamski's crushing. I'm always a bit nervous when playing a higher rated. This is a rated classical game. And it looks like the time control is 30 plus 20. So we'll get to see the times. My opponent playing fast, and I thought carelessly at times. That's what you're going to see when you play online people. At some point, I realized that I was taking the initiative and kept playing for a win. Good. Let's see. Yeah, just play sensible moves. Perfect. This has actually all been seen a million times before. Boom. Okay. You know, one thing that's actually interesting for me about this is that the fear of a lot of French players, or actually people who aren't French players, is like, oh, what if they play the exchange variation? In my experience as black, when they do play the exchange variation, 9 times out of 10, they're going to do something crazy. C4 or some other weird thing. And then, you know, it's just an interesting game. It's very rare that you actually get this position. And something I will say about this position, it is still pretty hot. So, for example, Queen C2 is white threatening G4. Good question. You decide no. Then g4 does happen in a little bit. So if you see it coming, you need to play bishop f3. Okay? And now it comes. And now you have an interesting question. Should I sacrifice and go like crazy? Probably not. Or should I just lose a pawn? If you lose a pawn, it's more than a small advantage. In fact, this one, I would say, is a winning position. Well, it's a rough position for us because our king is compromised. And you are absolutely correct. The bishop f6 does not amount to much. Unless there's one idea that they could potentially do. And that would be knight h4 to f5. Excuse me. Here. Okay, not a great move. Whoa. White is going all in. Give me all your coconuts. Okay, good. Now we're messing with him. Good. Now we're talking. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. There we go. There we go. Give it to me, baby. Give it all to me. All your coconuts. All your coconuts. All right. That's right. Where's the Kostya? And Geraldo is here. Nice, dude. Nice. When I want to play a bot, at what level bot is reasonable? They got some real chump bots over there. Just start at the bottom. But it doesn't count. It doesn't count for your requirements. Okay, so let's see where the closeout here. This is all pretty good looking. That's called a check to the miserable king. I really like this. Now, look at this person. This is what we're talking about. I think part of it is just like you're online and they're used to playing blitz and they think they're going to play a longer game, but they actually don't have the stamina for it. And if they start thinking, their mind will be dragged to whatever other window they got open. So they're like, dude, I'm just going to play and play and play, you know? All right, so that was Adamski. Let's go back. 9-12. We go forward. So there's Louris, Chess Latte, and Yao Q. So we've done Louris, and we've done Chess Latte, and now we have Joa Q, which I don't think we haven't done. Let's read what they say. The progress bars help me a lot to keep me motivated and to actually do training. What could be improved is the guide on how to analyze games, since I'm still very uncertain most of the time if my analysis is how it should be. Another thing that should be improved is the ease in getting sparring games. Although you can get some games, most people are doing another thing which makes it difficult to get a game where you spar what you want to train. Maybe something that automatically suggests people to spar on a specific subject. I'm with you there, yeah. I like that. Now, a couple things on this. One of the biggest things for us is growing the dojo, right? The more we grow the dojo, the more people, volume that we will have, and that will be then easier for you to find the sparring games in your cohort. So there's that. I feel like people aren't really utilizing our calendar, right? So we got to get more people using the calendar. And then the analysis of the games. So a couple things. I think if you are at a loss, anybody, regardless of what cohort you're in, is to go and look at the cohort games, right? And the cohort games, there's usually 5 of them, will show you what it means, what it looks like to have a good annotation at your level. Right? What I'm doing is a little bit different than, let's say, what a 400 is doing, right? So you can see what kind of questions they're asking, what kinds of things they're thinking about, right? So we'll actually we'll see what your cohort games look like. Somebody told me recently that there was one cohort that only had 3 games in there, so I got to take care of that if that's the case, right? So let's look at, I'm going to say it's Joaquin. I'm not sure. I'm just going to go with Joaquin here. All right. So that's a pretty big jump. FIDE looks like they just had a nice tournament. Has a pretty massive jump, 182 points. That's some severe stuff here. Okay. So let's look at the activity. Let me just say it, my friends. If you were watching the show from the beginning, you will now see that when you go up with the cohort, you are doing a lot more, takes a lot more time once you go up. Now, I think Joaquin has just recently put this in because this is their new cohort of 1,700, 1,800. And what we're looking at is a lot of games analysis, and I get it. The dude wants more, if that's what he's going to do, wants more explanation on what it is. Now, of course, one of the cool things that happens is not only in this grad show, but I tried to do it anyways, of looking at people's games. Okay. So, I was right, dude. Hey, you got to give me credit, okay? I knew the guy's name was Joaquin. So, this is the Hurn Oscar Romero Open against Nathaniel Spahn. This was the first game of weekend tournament. Time controls 120 plus 30. Beautiful. Since this was just after my local rating jump, I was playing in Group A of the tournament for the first time. Okay, let's look. David Pruess, by the way, did a Najdorf repertoire. And, we have these repertoires now where the idea is to not do a gazillion lines, but to keep it as simple and clear as possible. I have not figured out how to block calls yet. I'm a boomer. Okay? Anyways, I can recommend that to people. E5. That's kind of the old move that you'd see in the old Fischer games. Knight B3. Okay. Interesting move. I've never seen this move in an over-the-board game or online before. Here I immediately thought of knight e4, but soon saw bishop b6, knight c7. Here I was with a dilemma. Do I sacrifice the quality in exchange for the e4 pawn and strong counterplay in the center, or do I go knight d5, bishop f5? And let's mention you have a third option of knight, just a simple knight bd7. Oh, it's actually, you're right about it. Good. Let's see what you write. I immediately rejected this move, but during the postmortem, my opponent said that this is the best move. I was afraid of knight e7, after which I lose my key defender from d6, but this is not a problem because of concrete reasons. Now, let me say it is not a problem because of concrete reasons. So, what do I mean? Knight d5 loses time, right? So, not a developing move. And then this is a developing move. Not a developing move, developing move. Okay? So here you have gained an epic amount of time, and it's therefore not surprising that you will then be able to achieve d5. But imagine for a moment that you could not achieve d5. We still want to say you're doing great after rook a8. And the reason I bring it up is because I remember having a similar, I played the Sicilian ages ago, and it was like, oh, what if my e7 bishop goes or something? No, boss, that guy's a chump. That guy's a chump, man. What is he doing? What is he doing? Okay, so anyways, here we go. Knight e4, frisky. Interesting position. Okay. By the way, this is pretty good analysis. Dude is, Joaquin is writing down the times, writing down what he thinks of the moves, giving some evaluations, right? Very good. Now, what do I think about this position? Interesting question. I think definitely white is better. I'm going to put it that way. And let's say the obvious, white would like to open some lines for his rooks. And one of the reasons I like it, I guess, is bishop on b6 is strong. Some kind of knight c5 later, maybe that knight can be useful, you know? So white has several moves here. You write about bishop f3, and that's a logical looking move. I think queen d3 can't be wrong. c4 is interesting, right? I like queen d3 in that we're just getting ready to put somebody over here. Maybe rook e1 too. f3, maybe not so bad. What f3 does is it suggests that white is uncomfortable with this beautiful bishop on b6 and wants to move it back. But does that guy really want to move? He's got kind of a nice perch, you know? He's got a roost there. My voice is gone. Okay, so I'm with you. That seems funky. And now he does c4. Now, I have a feeling that this move is less designed to open the position, which is what I think he should be doing, and more concerned with both knight d5 and d5. And then you play knight h5. And you write about d5. And looks like about d5. Now let's talk about it. d5, I don't think is what you want to do, because you are then opening the position. And we really don't want to open the position unless we get something for it. So, my h5 is fine. Bishop d8, I would want to think about, but honestly, bishop d8, bishop f2, I'm not sure if we've done that much. Okay, knight h5. And now we got ourselves a question. Holy moly. Here I thought unnecessarily long about knight f4. This move can already be largely rejected on principle. It weakens the structure, creates targets and gaps and open lines. Okay, f5 though maybe also can be rejected on principle. It's a little much. So, what should we do? Let's read this. Pop, 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 pop. This would be an interesting move. White's doing okay. It's still pretty hot. It's still pretty hot. Yeah. Okay. So the problem is, first of all, is bishop e3 poor? If white doesn't have, I mean, if you don't have anything now, then it doesn't seem so poor. Let's go back a momentito. So both of us don't really like what white did with f3, but maybe white is simply still better, even though it looks kind of criminal what they did. So, what, if anything, could we do here? A5 is interesting. Bishop d8 is interesting. If I was white, I think this might be the move that's the most unpleasant for me to face. By the way, Joaquin, dude, your annotations are great, dude. So you're doing it right, all right? You're doing it right. This is just me trying to, understand the position as well. And I'm with you that knight h5 feels a little slow, even though, right, if we could play it, we would like to. I don't like that one. That feels loose. Again, he wants to open the position. Okay. Yeah. We don't like it. But let's just say it. After you've played f5, it's like, well, why did we do it? Now your knight's a chump on f4, right? And he's using too much time. Now, a lot of times when we use a lot of time, it's when we have lost the thread, right? And now white has a very simple task where he's just going to be like, oh, I got the rooks. Let's put them in the open files and stuff, you know? And everything's gone wrong now. Your knight on h5 is a complete chump, you know? And now they get the light square bishop. That ain't good. We got to be toast now. All right, he might have even had better moves. That looks pretty good. Bishop takes c5. I don't like rook a-c1. Just take the knight, dude, because black's got chump pieces. And that lightweight, this light square bishop had a dream. It had a dream, man. Come on. I don't know. Okay, he's made it a little hard on himself. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what they're doing. Oh, my gosh. Now, this has been a thing. Okay, d5 is definitely a mistake. And the point is, white doesn't know what they're doing, okay? White doesn't know what they're doing. But they would like to open the game up. And d5 helps them do that. Furthermore, they want to exchange rooks. It's really important to see the principle that you have pieces that do 3 different things. They can kind of be a cool force, even though your pawns are now on the wrong color, right? The rooks are doing double duty. So black just take and we're winning. It's a technically one endgame. So, and you should put that in the variation. And now he's definitely done himself a disservice, for sure. Uh-huh. Now you can start dreaming, my friend. Now there's dreams. Now there's dreams. G5, okay. I'm not sure what we're doing with it. First of all, there's no need to play A5 yet, right? You can play A5 when they go like rook A1. You might want to play B6 because white should be thinking about C5, even if they have to sacrifice the pawn. Because then you might be forced to trade the pair of rooks. If you were going to do a move that wasn't waiting, then you should be playing H5, I guess. Okay, now, white is now winning again. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. Okay, so you have a fortress, or the attempt at a fortress, but you're losing because the king can come to d5. So how does white play? Rook e1. Fancy, okay. F4. Now this dude, let me say some obvious things. Something that happens often, I see a lot, is when people are annotating the game, when it comes to the end game, where we would actually see the most amount of variations, people will do this. Because here, like I can promise you, we're getting study-like things. There's all kinds of variations going down. The business is hot. We got some odd business here, right? So for example, maybe rook he1 is genius, but even this move, Doesn't that shut everything down? And then there's zero counterplay. I'm coming in, Mr. Flynn. Right? It looks unfortunate. Okay. In any case, that would be the kind of variation to look at. How did you draw this game? Here we go. F4, I don't know. We talk about that. And now rook takes h6. Yeah, looks winning. Let's just make sure. Good move. Maybe that's the one they missed. White maybe saw this variation and then was terrified about bishop e1. So in their head, they might have missed the g5 check. So where is this g5 check? Good move. Well, we're not done yet. We still have bishop e1. So, let's slow it down for a second, bows. Let's slow it down. Okay, that was a hot variation. So for example, this is the kind of thing we need to look at. So, this is hot. Okay, so rook h6. White made this way more complicated than it needed to be, by the way. Way more complicated. F2. G5. Check. Here. Yeah, we're just at the beginning here. So imagine rook f1. So again, I think this is not the end because bishop e1, and then I don't know no comprendo what is happening, right? Oh, wait, I got you, Baus. Here's the simplest way. I have another way, but then I think what we want to talk about is rook c1. No, he's going to play bishop. Yeah. Well, we got to look. Bishop d2, g7 now, because rook d1, bishop e1. Takes the miserable rook. Let's make a queen. And does white have the juice to stop that pawn? I'm just gonna go ahead and say this is an example of analysis that could be done here, right? And the other thing I was gonna say that try to make white's life easier is okay. Instead of g6, we go rook f1 here. The bishop's got to come back around the mountain. This is the sim. Oh, okay. And then we got to calculate this baby out. I said we were going to make it easier. I'm not sure. Maybe I think I just made it harder. I think I just made it harder, so that didn't work. I was trying to make his life easier. So that was an amazing variation here. So let's do that again. G6, King G2. If this could queen with check, that would be great. But unfortunately, this is not happening. Rook c1, because rook d1, bishop e1, and then I don't know what's happening, right? Yeah. So rook c1, this is all forced. Bishop d2. Also, there's bishop f8. Now, bishop f8 is also complicated. Imagine this. Who's winning? Well, we got to check, dog. I don't know. I'm just going to say the heat is on. Whew. It's on the street. The heat is on. White's winning. No, it's draw. Ooh, baby. This got a little hot over here, huh? Oh, dang. Okay. So. Oh, this is heat. Now, I think both players thought rook d1 and white was winning, but it's not even close. Okay, my friends, I could spend forever on this endgame, and first of all, it's interesting. Obviously, you can get dragged into it. But second of all, this is where you learn to play the endgame, is by getting deep variations with your little notebook. I say little, I got a little notebook. And then, you go again and again and again until you feel like you've approached what's going on in the position. I feel like I could spend another half hour on this bad boy over here. Okay, so here we go. Do I comprende this? No, I do not. Holy moly. Let's see what the lessons were. Lessons I learned from this game. Rooks are weaker when they have no open lines. I shouldn't just reject a move for reasons of principle. You should. Sometimes there have to be. Sometimes there are concrete reasons why something works. Plus, I always have to evaluate the resulting position as a new position. See moves 10 and 15. With both, I think 10 is the letting knight takes e7 happen. With both, I rejected the best move because I thought they simply exchanged my good bishops. But for this, I could receive concrete compensation. Okay. So let's look at what move 15 was, just so we can see what we're talking about here. Oh, yeah. Now, I think what dude is saying is he likes d5. I'm not thrilled with d5, but let's give it a chance. But hold on, this is what I don't understand. Here's my basic no comprende. Let's say you do this. White's better, right? White's just got a nice position. You have some compensation, But he's got the open lines now, and this is permanente. Kaiser permanente, as they say. Okay. And then you say knight's on his perfect square. Okay. Rook e1. Hey, White's doing fine. White's doing fine. This is a glorious bishop. This knight will have its this knight's a chump in the knight orb, and it will stay a chump until it gets a square like c5. But okay, these are great notes. I want to stress, really good notes. These are the things, like when you work through them, maybe have a coach look at it. Sometimes I'll go over some of them. That's where progress really does happen. I would say the main takeaway is to work on your endgame, the endgame analysis, right? Let's read also what you did here. I don't have to force the position. Notice it too, this is very common, is people are obsessed with the opening and then the early stage. Dude, I promise you, I haven't gone through this, but somebody was blowing it in here. Oh, I don't know what this was. This was a crackerjack thing. Is f4 the only move? No way. Who knows? I don't know what's happening here. No idea. No idea what's happening here. I assume White should still be able to win this thing without too much drama. For example, we could calculate the variation. Rook d1, d2, king d3, and then I'm going to put my business over here. And we're gonna say, hey, I'm gonna win this business. I'm gonna be up with some pounds. Okay, maybe it's not clear, but that would be a variation to look at. This is fascinating, right? Now, there's another variation here we got to calculate, and that's what if White played g5? I was going to say my coconuts are starting to rattle, but Kostya doesn't like it when I talk like that. That was definitely a question. So as I'm saying, there's things going on in the endgame where the biggest possibility of advancement is there. Also be good if you put in some times. But I want to stress again, this is great annotation, and I'm going to feature this game, man. Let's feature this game. Boom. Oh, and we can, we were talking about inline comments earlier. Oh, look at this. And we do have a comments here. Okay. Let's say great game. Reviewed on the grad show. Can watch on our second YT channel. Submit. Okay. So that was beautiful. And I'm going to do one thing before I close out this amazing stream here. I'm going to go to my profile and I'm going to update some things here. So if I go activity and I want to do some non-dojo stuff. So boom. Because I've done a lot of non-dojo stuff recently. Now, how again do I add the non-dojo stuff? Let's go here. No, training plan. Non-dojo. Blitz. I haven't done any blitz. Books. View more. Time spent on update progress. So I read 2 books, both of which I'm reviewing. I did the 45 Ways to Crush Your Opponent's Soul. There's a review on that. And then I think today is Advanced Chess Tactics by Sakis. Let's say I spent 20 hours, more like 30 hours. Did about 30 hours on 45 Ways, and I did 30 and 40, so 70 more hours. Okay, wait, let me just make sure. So I've done 20, and so we're going to add 70 more hours update. It would be cool if I could say which books I did, right? Now let's go ahead and look at activity. And I'll say last 7 days. There it goes. 70 hours. Now, it's a little bit misleading because, I did those books over the last month, but that's when I'm, writing it in. Okay. So, dojo books are great. By the way, I only read books if I think if someone's like, oh, this should be in the program, and, I'll just say I'm partial to books where I'm also, maybe getting something out of it myself. Maybe that's even up now. Let me just check that out here on our YouTube channel. So, YouTube, just see if this is out. Oh, it's out. And that's a great thumbnail, dude. Let's see here. Content. I'll link to it here. Oh, and I gotta do some stuff with it too. I gotta do some stuff with the description. So you view on YouTube. This is the YouTube link if you are interested in such a thing. Boop. You can add a custom non-dojo activity that's just the book title. Okay. Yeah. Great, you guys. I am going to be around this weekend. I will definitely do some streams. I'm doing this. I just finished this epic game analysis I was really happy with from the Senior Open this summer. I'm going to show that to my coach on Monday. So usually I do that on Monday morning, but I could do it at any point this weekend because I'm kind of done with it. So then it'll be notes for KGV, and then also after that, after I do the lesson with him, I will do a show called What KGB Said. Right? That'll just be about my business. Okay, you guys, that was great. Let's rate somebody. Is Kostya here? I don't think he's here because he told me that he was feeling sick. So, who are we going to rate? Bows. Who are we going to rate? Let's rate Lila Koridza. Papa. Yeah, poor Kostya. He had too much avocado toast, dude. Or maybe, I don't know, he's been lifting a little weights. He's got a personal trainer and stuff. He's getting serious. That's the way to the GM title, my friends. If you haven't checked out the Dojo training program, now is the time, my friends. Easy gains. Bye, everybody.
I can take.